Greetings, Productive Programmer. In this video, we're going to go through the installation and setup steps necessary so that we'll be able to get up and running with Phoenix LiveView. To get up and running with Phoenix, first we need to install Elixir, which is the programming language that we're going to use, or the programming language that powers Phoenix, I should say. And so to do that, I'm on Mac OS, so I'll be demonstrating the Mac OS installation steps. However, if you are on Windows, you'll go over to the Elixir, or if you're on Linux, you'll go over to the official Elixir website, which is elixir-lang.org. And on there, you can go to the install page, and then you can select Windows or Linux or Mac OS. If you want to see the steps that I'm going to do, you can come here and see those there as well. But for example, if you're on Windows, then you'll just simply download the installer and run that, and that streamlines your install process. And then Linux, there's several different distributions, so you'll just follow those steps. But to do it in Mac OS, which is what I have, and you can follow along here as well for if you have another operating system, it's good to watch this video because I'm also going to show you what to do after you have Elixir installed, because we're going to install a couple other pieces. So what you'll do is you'll just do a brew update just to get everything updated for brew. Then you would do a brew upgrade, and I'm just going to skip these steps because I already have them installed. And when you run these, they may take a little bit for them to complete for you. They could take several minutes, so that's why I'm just going to skip them because I already have done these. But these are the steps. So brew update, brew upgrade, and then brew install Elixir. And again, if you were to go to the main official website, you would basically find that it says run homebrew, brew install Elixir. You could copy and paste that command because it's going to be exactly what I'm showing you here. So, even though I've already installed this on machine, you could always go here and follow the steps off their official website as well. But yeah, I'm going to skip that because I already have it installed. So if I was to type Elixir-V, you can see that I have my Elixir installed. Now, don't worry about versions. Elixir is very stable and backwards compatible, so I don't think you're going to have any issues even in the future using this course. And if it's necessary, I'm going to just update it so that you don't have issues. So if there was a break and change, which there hasn't been for a long time, Elixir's been very stable, then I would take care of that, so don't even worry about it. So go ahead and just install the latest version and you'll be good to go. And then after we install Elixir, the next step is that we need to install Hex, which is kind of like a package manager for Elixir. And in order to do that, we're going to type mix local.hex. And I've already got this installed, so you would just run this. It could take a little bit, and then it'll install it. Okay, so after you've installed mix local.hex, you are ready to install Phoenix. And now that Phoenix 1.7 is officially live, I recommend that you install this command so that you can follow along with this tutorial with the exact same version that I'm using. So this command is mix archive.install hex phx_new 1.7.0. So you can pause the video to run this command, and this will take a few minutes to install. But after you run this command, you'll have the official version of Phoenix 1.7 installed on your local machine. And you'll be able to follow along with this tutorial one for one. Now, just so you're aware, you can also install the latest version of Phoenix by not specifying the version. So I could delete the 1.7.0 and just do Phoenix new, which again is spelled phx_new. And that will install the latest version of Phoenix. But if you want to follow along one for one, I recommend that you do 1.7.0 just to ensure that you are one for one match with the tutorials that I'm teaching in this course. Of course, the principles in all future versions of Phoenix will largely be the same, and they tend to avoid introducing any break-in changes, so you should be able to follow along with any future version. But if you want to ensure that there is an identical match and you're using the official release of 1.7, then go ahead and specify 1.7.0. So after you've installed Phoenix, the next step, what we can do is we can actually test, we can just make sure that everything is ready to go. So if everything worked good, again, you should be able to do Elixir-V and you can see your Elixir version. But you also get a couple other commands that come with Elixir after you've installed it. And so what you can do is you actually get IEX, and you can hit IEX, hit enter, and that drops you into the Elixir REPL. So IEX is like a Python REPL or like a Node.js REPL in the terminal. And you can execute commands here. So you can do 4+4. We could even do io.puts and then we could put hello world. And that is how you do a hello world application in Elixir. So you, io.puts is basically like print, and that goes ahead and outputs the words hello world, followed by a status of OK. And anything in Elixir that starts with two dots like this, the two colons, then is called an atom. That's a data type in Elixir called an atom. And it just returning the status of OK, so that we know that the printing of hello world out to the terminal was OK. Now to exit the REPL, you don't have to get too much into this Elixir or the REPL here to enjoy this course. I just wanted to show you some of the other things that it gives to you. So let's take this io.puts command here. I'm going to copy that, and I'm just going to exit the REPL, you have to do Control-C two times to exit. And then the other command that you can run from the REPL, in addition to IEX that Elixir gives you, is you actually obviously have the Elixir command, which we ran to check our version before. You can execute files with that. So in this directory, I have a file named test.exs. And if I was to just output the contents of there, you'll see that it's the io.puts hello world, which we just wrote inside the IEX REPL. But you can execute that by doing Elixir and then calling test.exs. So exs is basically what script files for Elixir. That's .exs stands for a script file in Elixir. And that prints out hello world. And then additionally, if you go to IEX again, so inside of IEX, where we are now inside this REPL, if we wanted to execute that test.exs, then we would just put inside, we do a C, so it stands for compile, so C space, and then in quotes, we can do test.exs, and that will actually go ahead and execute that file, that script file. But you don't really need to worry about that for this course. I'm just showing you some of the things that we now have installed, again, just to give you a taste. And yeah, so that is it. So we have installed and set up our environment, and we have Elixir installed. We have Mix local hex installed, which is our package manager. And Mix also came with our Elixir installation as well. And that's basically our task runner that is kind of like NPM. It's a little bit different, but it just to give like an analogy so it makes sense, Mix is the new NPM if you're coming from a JavaScript background. It's a little bit different, but just as a rough analogy, help orient yourself. You can think of it like that. And then we are going to, in the next video, fire up a Phoenix application. So let's head over there and get started. I'm excited.